I'm big on being a quiet receiver. I was always taught that in college is you don't want to move too much behind the plate. You don't want to distract the umpire. I was always told like kind of be a ninja back there, just be very quiet and smooth and meet the ball. And so that was always my approach. And in practicing, I also always in college was taught to keep my glove down at first and then meet the ball. So like working up, especially on drop ball pitchers. So that's just always something that felt comfortable to me. But I started to notice the difference when I started seeing catchers, especially in softball, that moved a lot. And it really bothered me because I was like, you're doing a lot back there to try to get a strike. And then you're confusing the umpire on what is a strike and what isn't a strike because you're making a ball that's very much a ball. You're trying to make it a strike. And then the umpire is then going to second guess, like, well, was that a strike or was that a ball? And so I get helping your pitcher as much as possible, but you also have to help them by helping the umpire really see what's happening and be confident in what they're calling. And so I'm very much so someone that's very quiet and just I want to meet where the ball is. If anything, as I'm catching it, I'm moving my glove slightly. Like if I have to lift it a little bit or bring it in, I'll do some slight movements, but it's never after the catch. It's usually as I'm catching the ball just to make it more smooth. Um, and that's just something I'm really big on as catching. If I work with people on catching, I try to always tell them be very silent back there and just kind of put the ball where it's placed and try not to do too much. If it's a ball, it's a ball, throw it back to the pitcher, don't think about it too much. But if it's a close pitch, you can try to move it. Just make sure that you're not catching and then doing this dramatic bring over the plate type movement. Um, but yeah, like you said, softball I think now it's changing a little bit. Well, now you see a lot of different styles, and I think people are now kind of similar to baseball. As they're trying to see what works, what can take our team to the next level. Like, how can we get more strikes, more pitches, whatever it is. And so now I think you're seeing a lot of different styles of catching in softball. And I just don't think I don't think we've actually figured out what is the best way. I think it just all depends on the catcher and how they move. But I am big on not everyone being the same. I don't like having one type of catching stance or one type of catching movement and teaching that to everybody. Like I said, feeling your body and understanding what your body does will also help you understand what type of catcher you are and what movements you can do. But going back to the moving and receiving and moving your arm too much, that's just something for me that's like you don't have to do all of that to get the strike called. I think being quiet and being and like kind of sticking every pitch will make it way more successful for your pitcher.
If you enjoyed that, be sure to like and subscribe. We'll have a new episode for you every single Tuesday here on our YouTube channel and wherever you listen to podcasts.